Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel today, and welcome to today's tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about blush, placement, textures and finishes, and I'm going to give you a couple of tips and hints on ways you can use blush that you may not have thought of doing. So today I'm going to be using the Sunkissed Apricots palette, and I have a tapered blush brush. Now, when we're talking about blush for more mature women, we don't want to be using a matte blush. A matte blush is aging. When we get older, our skin gets drier, and to be putting a dry powdered blush on, it will just make you look older. A little bit of shine, minimal amount of shine, so a little bit of reflect is really what I'm talking about. And in these palettes, that's what I've included, is just a little bit of reflect. So that's our texture. When we're placing the blush, do not smile. I know we were taught that when we were younger, to smile and put it on here. Don't do that, because when you do that, one, you get all these lines, and when you're dusting the blush over the top, it will settle into the lines and make them look bigger. So don't smile to put on your blush. Don't merely put it on the apples of the cheeks, here, because when you stop smiling, they come down here. And we want to keep this placement high, but if you have lines that are coming down in here, be careful to avoid those lines. So I'm starting up around the top of my ear. This is your cheekbone. You can feel your cheekbone. Under here is not your cheekbone. That's the soft fleshy part. So we want to keep it up on this bone, and you can swirl a small amount onto the apples. If you have a very wide face, you definitely want to be giving that curve to bring the face in. If you have a very slim face, you can actually keep it closer to the apples and don't drag it so far up. So taking the blush brush, I like to just swirl into product. I don't do this. You don't need to. And start at the highest point. The reason we do that is because that's going to give the darker pigment up here and a less amount of pigment down the bottom. So if we were to put it here, that's going to start to look clown-like, because you're going to have all that intensity here. So starting up here on that cheekbone, just sort of pat it down and then blend. Blend down, blend up. Now we don't want this to go too far and we don't want it too close, so at least a finger's width away from your nose. And we can just give that little swirl there. Now, to have the blush in the correct placement, I always keep my foundation brush, and I just like to very lightly smooth off those edges, just so it looks like a flush, not like we've painted blush on our face. Now on the other side, I'm going to go a bit crazy and show you that starting at the front and taking it up here like this and taking it too low and overdoing these apples, or even just staying on these apples. How ridiculous does that look? I look like a clown. So let's just get rid of that, and see how all the intensity is at the front, where when I placed it here, the intensity was more up here, and then I just blend that off. So we'll do this over here. So it's no big deal if you've done that. Take your foundation brush, and we're going to blend that right down. Get it up where it should be. Take it off these apples, goodness me. And It's not going to be quite as good as the other side, unfortunately, because we did go a bit crazy. Particularly watch this bit here. I know at the end of my cheekbone it's probably more exacerbated and it can look like a bit of a dark shadow, so I tend to want to stay away from that. Pop a bit of powder over that. We know not to swirl it on the apples, and we know not to take it down too far or in too close to our nose. So this is looking like a healthy glow. The next thing you can do with your blush, you can use it as an eyeshadow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay down a bit of a base with the Creme blush, just gently with my finger. This is going to be like a base. Then I'm going to take the fluff brush and the highlighter out of the brow kit, go tight up under the brow, and I'm going to seal that cream with this powder. Then taking the lighter of the two shades of the blush, I'm going to repeat that. But take it a little bit out of the crease. With the pencil brush, I'm going to take the deeper shade and place it in and above the crease, in that V shape, a little bit under, blend it, now I won't bore you with the detail of liner and lashes and all that. I'll come back with that. The next point I'm going to make is how to use it as a bit of a lip tint. So taking Pawpaw ointment, and you could use a balm of any sort, but this I particularly like Pawpaw ointment. Just pop a little bit on your lips, just to moisten them. Get that off my finger now. And taking a bit of both of these colours, so I'm going to use the dark one first, patting it as you can see. Then I'm going to take the light one and put it over the top. Just using my finger. And then I'm going to top it with a little bit more of the balm. Give it a bit of a... And now I'll finish this eye makeup and I'll come back and show you that from just a couple of products we have produced a whole face of makeup. Won't be a moment. So ladies, here's the finished look. I hope you've learnt something about your blush, about textures and finishes, placement, and what not to do. We created a whole makeup using the blush kit and the highlighter out of the brow kit. I popped in a brown eyeliner, some lashes and curled them, and we've got a full face. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's anything I can help you with, by all means, please contact me. I'd love to hear from you at www.cougarcosmetics.com.au. Fill out that contact form and we can get in contact with each other. It's been a pleasure and I'll catch you again soon. Bye now.